Welcome back to the channel, guys, and in today's video I'm going to be giving you guys all the tools you need to be able to successfully flip these NFTs on Immutable X. And this platform is so new still, no gas fees, instant transactions, or 9,000 transactions per second. So this is what everyone's looking for. This is what people on Solana always wanted. They never wanted to go to Solana because Solana is Android of the crypto space. You know, no one wants to go to Solana, no one wants to go to AVAX, no one wants to go to Cardano, no one wants to go to Phantom. These are all just substitutes for people who couldn't afford the gas fees or didn't like the gas fees. And, you know, some people saw opportunity, but I'm telling you guys, the liquidity is going to get sucked out of these NFTs that are on different blockchains, and it's going to go right back into Immutable X, and it might even go right back onto OpenSea. The NFT future is within Ethereum, and if you cannot comprehend that, if you can't put that in your head, then you're not going to be successful. In the short term, you're going to be able to make those short gains with Solana and all that other stuff. But the crazy gains are going to be made on OpenSea and on Immutable X, and more likely Immutable X since this is such a new platform. And for the next few months, we're going to be having crazy liquidity being pumped into Immutable X. And I also want to give a little bit of a shout out to Crash Trading. He has a YouTube channel. He kind of gave me a little bit of the information I will be discussing in this video. So thank you very much for that. But what I want to do here is give you guys examples of what a good project on Immutable X would look like. And I know there's a lot of projects being made on Immutable X right now, and there's too much supply right now of projects being created on OpenSea right now, and I think the same thing will happen with Immutable X very soon. So we have to be able to find the right projects. A lot of people are trying to flock to Immutable X as soon as they can, as fast as they can. And let me tell you, there's, you know, 1 out of a dozen good projects out here nowadays, so you got to be careful, and I will be giving you guys all these tools to avoid the scams and avoid getting rugged. So I went on a scavenger hunt on Twitter and on Discord, and I found a few projects that I'm going to be speaking about here. Again, I'm not being paid to speak about these projects. I don't even put the link in the description. I'm not shilling these projects, and in no way am I benefiting about speaking about these projects, so please take that into consideration. So here's the Immutable X website, and I just want to go over the layout for you guys, and I'm sure a lot of you guys already know how to use Immutable X. It's not that hard, pretty simple. You just connect your wallet here. It's going to open up your MetaMask. And yes, on Immutable X, you only need a MetaMask. This is on the Ethereum network. You don't have to worry about that. So let's say we wanted to buy an NFT off of a project, and then you will have to deposit Ethereum into the Immutable X wallet. And yes, this is connected to your MetaMask, so you're not going to have to worry. Once you get the NFT, it will be in your Immutable X wallet. So I'm not going to actually deposit ETH here, but for example, let's say I wanted to deposit some ETH. Let's say I wanted to deposit 0.1 ETH. I would just continue here, and then it would pop up my MetaMask extension, and then it would just ask me to sign. I'm going to sign on Meta. So after I've signed the transaction, this would pop up, and then I would confirm. Everything will be gas-free transactions, and you're pretty much set, and you can start buying NFTs right away. So that's how you would deposit your Ethereum into your Immutable X wallet, and then here's your inventory. Here's where you would see all of your items on your Immutable X account. So as I said already, I found a few projects for you guys to go over. I'm not sponsored in any way. I'm not benefiting from this in any way. I just want to go over these Immutable X projects just as an example. So here's an example of a roadmap on an Immutable X project. And what we're going to see a lot of the times is no crazy roadmap, nothing special. We're going to see really basic roadmaps, and that's because the Immutable X platform is so new still, and most of these projects don't even have to put out any crazy roadmap for people to buy in, because right now people are just trying to buy in as much as possible. There's still very few people on this platform, so the people that are buying in are the smart people, the bigger brain people, and most likely the people with a little bit of more money. And we're going to start seeing all types of people flow into this. So this is just a start. Things change, you know, as things change, I'll update you guys. But for here, they have a really simple roadmap, pretty similar to what we see on NFTs for OpenSea. We have 10,000 college kids, you know, we have the whitelist and all that stuff, and then they're going to have a DAO. Then they will have the yield of dining dollars you'll be paid in their little token. Then they're going to be introducing a breeding system where you're going to be able to make a baby NFT of the college kids. And then, you know, there's going to be more use cases, You know, one thing I can tell you is don't rely on projects for their guaranteed utility of their token and this and that. A lot of projects are just doing bullshit, guaranteeing a token, guaranteeing passive income. And this is a really common trend we see right now, and I would not fall for it. I've spoken about this many times. I've said this many times. A lot of people are going to fall for this, and a lot of people are going to lose money and get rug pulled. Don't fall for this, utility, passive income type thing. I'm not saying it's a bad thing on certain projects, but I'm saying there's too many projects doing it, And it's not possible for every project to do this because liquidity can't be spread out that much throughout other projects. The liquidity is going to be in the blue chip projects at the end of the day. So make sure you're trying to pick up these blue chip projects. And a little bit later, I will be showing you guys an example of what a blue chip project on Immutable X would look like. So on Immutable X, getting into the whitelist and being in the whitelist has a little bit different of an advantage than, let's say, on OpenSea. And that is because we're not playing the gas fee game over here. There won't be any gas wars. That's what a lot of people are coming to here for no gas fees. And so what we're going to see a lot, I guarantee you guys, watch, it's going to happen, is they're going to make the private sale at a cheaper price. So let's say this project has a price of 0.1 ETH per mint. So let's say this project has a price to mint of 0.1 per NFT. How it would work is on the private sale, they would make it 0.05 ETH to mint. And then on the public sale, they would make it 0.1. So what that's doing is, since there's no gas fees, no transaction fees, they're going to make it half the price to get into the private sale in the whitelist or whatever you want to call it. So a lot of people are going to try to get into these private sales, these whitelists. So that's definitely going to save you a lot of money by getting into the whitelist. So I do recommend finding a couple NFT projects on Immutable X right away, or, use these examples if you would like, go check them out. And try to get onto the whitelist for these projects because you're going to have a big advantage. A lot of these projects haven't even announced when their release date is. They haven't announced anything. A lot of these projects don't even have a website yet. It's just people want to get into Immutable X so bad that they're flocking to any Discord or any Twitter that they see that gives them hope of them making money, because the name of the game here is making money, and utility and all this, it's not gonna work, guys. These projects cannot have this much utility. They're just trying to give the people what they want to hear, and what you want to hear is what you like so far, and what a lot of people are hearing is what they like. So that's why they're getting into certain projects. I guarantee you guys, most of these are gonna go to zero, and they're not gonna be liquid, and no one's gonna want to buy them. Zero activity. You're going to be stuck with a lot of these if you're getting into these utility NFTs that are promising a token, that are promising yield. So don't get into this. And if you are getting into it, make sure you know what you're doing. Speak to the founders, get to know them, see if they're reputable and all that good stuff. Okay, so now I'm at the next project just to see what's going on here. I just want to see everything. All these projects I've just joined, I don't know anything about them. I have no clue what's going on here. I literally just verified myself to see all the chats, and that's it. I don't know anything, no whitelist, nothing. So this project will be releasing on the 21st with the 0.06 ETH mint. That's the price a project should be minting at, below that 0.08 mark. And if it's anything over that, please mark that as a red flag, because that's too expensive to be minting something. Projects should not be collecting this much money. They don't need that much money, so be careful about that. So as I'm reading their announcements on this NFT drop, I'm reading that they're going to be doing airdrops and that they have 10,000 unique, very common type of NFT drop. And so I made a thesis that a lot of projects are going to be cross-layer, not cross-chain or not side-chain, but a lot of projects are going to be trying to make a cross-layer type of NFT drop to where either you can sell and buy your NFT on Immutable X and OpenSea, or my other thesis is that you're going to be able to buy your NFT on OpenSea, or you're going to be able to buy your NFT on Immutable X. And then by holding that, you will be airdropped another NFT on the opposite platform. So let's say I buy an NFT on Immutable X. I'm guessing that some projects will be able to make it to where you have your NFT on Immutable X, and then they're going to give you another NFT on OpenSea. They have your public address for your MetaMask wallet. So it's not like you have to give them any extra information. They just know what your wallet is already. They just airdrop it to the other marketplace. So I'm guessing that might happen, guys. Let's just see what happens. And that goes for airdrops and, rewards and incentivizing buyers to buy into projects. That's what I'm talking about. And here's another project. Again, this is my first time looking at this. I have no clue what's going on here. But don't forget that you should be getting into the whitelist for every project that you're getting into. If you're not getting into the whitelist, then, you got to figure out a way to get into the whitelist, because that is the easiest and fastest way that you're going to be able to either flip or hold for long term, and you're going to be minimizing your risk of losing money. So I do recommend that if you're getting into a project, if you're not getting into the whitelist, then you're doing some weird shit. Get into the whitelist, or else you're going to be Okay, so I'm done looking at these Immutable X projects on my Discord. Let me just go on Twitter to see one of these other Immutable X projects. So this one is called this. And I don't want to say any names here because I'm not trying to show anything. I'm not trying to pump anything. So don't watch this video and think that these are going to be the next best NFTs for Immutable X, because I haven't looked into these projects yet. So if we were to look at this project, they had about 6,000 Discord followers or Discord members, and now they have 1,000 followers on Twitter. And let me just keep going down and see their activity. We have, let's say, this really good activity. Now let's check out their retweets, likes. They're going up. And their comments are all organic. This looks like just normal people typing into the chat box. This looks like a project that will definitely have hype. And now, since I'm looking at this, learning more about it, I'm going to look more deeper into this project on my own time. But it's a similar process as OpenSea, where you want to see engagement on Discord. You want to see people typing into the chat. You want to see people at least shilling this project into as many places as possible. You want to see people communicating and retweeting these posts and commenting on these posts, just engaging. That shows a real community. That shows people are excited to at least buy this NFT. And that is what we want to see. And the best thing is that there's no gas fees. And so I just want to show you guys there's a method to this madness. There's a lot of benefits to this madness on Immutable X. And you're going to be able to flip a lot on Immutable X. This is going to be a platform where flipping is going to be very popular. Sniping NFTs is going to be very popular. And with this concept of no gas fees, it's going to be so easy to make easy, quick profit. A lot more easier than on OpenSea. Because on OpenSea, if you're going to snipe something and try to sell it for profit, you have to make sure that snipe is insane, because with the gas fees, it'll take away and eat away from your profits. But with Immutable X, when you're buying an NFT, let's say I wanted to buy this Moody Crow here for 0.6599 ETH. Now, if I were to buy this right away, I would actually be able to flip it and put it for the lowest price on the floor. If I want to sell this for 0.65 ETH, then I will still be the cheapest one on the floor, and I will also bank a small profit off of this NFT. And that is because there's not going to be any gas fees, and you're going to be able to make a flip like this. And this is something that people are not realizing. So once all the snipers and all the bots get onto this platform, it's going to be a little bit hectic. But I'm sure Immutable X will put something in place to block all these bots. So a lot of people don't know about this yet, but this is a really great way to make, easy profit consistently and almost guaranteed if you're going to do something like this. And, when you're sniping and flipping on certain projects, make sure it's a project with a lot of activity, with a lot of members, because you don't want to snipe something on a project where you're never going to be able to sell it because there's no activity on that project. So make sure that tip I gave you guys is being applied to projects that are actually being active and not just some, unknown project. So there's some other few things here on Immutable X. We just had a project that was minting for free. It's called Landloot. And now the cheapest price is 0.22. And when you're minting these for free, you have to realize there's not going to be any gas fees. So you're literally getting it for free. And now the cheapest price is 0.22 ETH. So right there, you almost made a $900 to $800 gain by not even putting in $1 of investment. You just got to be smart and find these free NFT drops. And that's pretty crazy to think that, this thing sold out so fast. They had no followers on Twitter, nothing. It was just a surprise drop. So be on the lookout for that, because things like this can happen. This thing is, it's a pretty cool project. It's a mix of loot from, OpenSea and a mix of another PFP project. So it's a combination of both, and it just comes out to be this, which is called Landloot. And I think it's a pretty smart idea. The first free NFT drop on Immutable X. So that will definitely do well. And now I want to get into how to identify the blue chips on Immutable X, because this is a whole different game than OpenSea. Take into account everything you're doing on here is going to be a little bit different because of the fact of no gas fees. And we're going to have a different type of crowd on this platform, and it's going to constantly be changing. And right now we have a different crowd, and 2 weeks from now we're going to have a completely different crowd because of the amount of people that are going to be coming here, and the adoption is going to be acquired to the mass on this platform. So be careful. It's going to go crazy. You have to adapt, and I will be constantly updating you guys with this. So a blue chip that I like and that I've seen, and that is pretty much going to be a certified blue chip, is called Moody Crows. And this project released about maybe a week or 2 weeks ago. It was just released, and these guys had some really low mint price. I think it was like 0.05 or something in that range. Correct me if I'm wrong. But now we've had a crazy gain. If you were to buy into this, now you're sitting on crazy gains. So these guys were actually the first PFP project on the Immutable X platform. And you know how that goes. We see other platforms that are the first PFP project. They're usually solidified as the blue chips. They always do well, and they're constantly increasing in value. And it's still very, very new. If there's still new PFP projects, I'm sure they can do very well. But this one, I don't think it needs any type of utility. I'm not sure what the utility is on this one. Haven't looked too much into it. The first on everything doesn't need to have anything special. It's just a mark of history as the first one. And for some reason, that's weird. The world works that way, but The first PFP project on Immutable X has gone crazy, and as more money is going to be pumped into Immutable X, this project, I'm telling you guys, is going to go crazy. So just keep an eye out for that. You're going to see floor prices increase in crazy amounts because of the amount of liquidity being pumped into Immutable X. So just watch everything happen. It's not going to happen slow. It's going to happen very quick, and you're not going to know what to do. So that's why I'm making this video, to keep you guys prepared for what's about to happen. Be on the forefront, stay ahead of the pack. So if you are excited about Immutable X, I don't recommend that you go and just buy every project and just hope it goes up, because of what I said with the liquidity will be pumped into this platform. But if you're going to buy anything, make sure you're doing your research, and I recommend the blue chips. That's what's going to do well in the long term for this platform. And we have Landloot, we have Moody Crows, we have other things that are all coming up very soon. And you're going to see maybe in a few weeks, everyone is going to start talking about this platform. All the big YouTubers, all the big influencers are going to start talking about this platform. And that is when the crazy adoption happens and the floor prices go insane. I'm telling you guys, it's going to happen. There's no doubt about it. Layer 2 solution to Ethereum, no gas fees, instant transactions. That's why everyone went to Solana in the first place. And I'm going to put my money where my mouth is. I'm going to be buying into Immutable X projects. I will be making more videos about that. But also make sure to go check out my Twitter, guys, at Amir Hussein. I'm going to be giving you guys the newest and the latest updates on the NFT market, and the big brain content is all centered here. So make sure you guys go check that out. I'm constantly active there. And the formula behind all this madness and all the things that I know, all the solutions, all the tactics that I use is all on NFT University. It's the A to Z process on how to successfully flip and trade these NFTs at a consistent rate. So go check that out, NFT University. The link for everything that I mentioned will be in the description down below. Go check that out. I upload every single day.